Okay, so with the shadow painting that we did, if you'll remember, the shadow that I traced was the bicycle wheel on this one, and you can see where like the spokes of the wheel are right there. The handle or the bar that goes across right below the seat is right here. This is the tire. So it's not supposed to really look like anything. It's supposed to be abstract. Also, when I went through and got done painting it, if you'll notice, I did more cooler colors in my shapes in the negative shapes, and the actual bike, that's the positive shapes. Okay, so my negative shapes kind of look like they're more pronounced to me than the positive shapes. But if you look at this, I used the cooler colors within the negative space. I used warm colors in positive space. And I tried to use the colors complementary color around where it was. Like if you look at the yellow green and the red violet, those are across from each other. Blue and orange are across from each other. But I let them fade into each other as I did it. So I thought this was a pretty interesting composition. If you'll notice too, I also went through with my Sharpie and outlined my shapes. Then I also wanted to go through and outline different value changes in here, like where I could see edges from where the watercolor made edges. So I just took my Sharpie and just kind of outlined those shapes. I can see like this little spot of red where you can just outline whatever shapes that stand out to you that's a different shade. Like this is purple, and I can see variations of where there's darker purple and lighter purple. Okay. You can do that throughout. I think I might let my negative space stay without lines in it. And I'm sorry, my negative space has lines in it and these shapes that I outlined. And my positive space, I think I'm just going to leave it where it's just painted. Although it might add a lot of interest to it. So you just can decide on what looks the best. So you can see it this way, see the whole piece. Okay, then my next piece, these were the leaves that the plant that made shadows on the patio. That's what this is. And I chose to use colors that were next to each other on the color wheel. And then what I did, I mean, you don't have to do that. You could do your own color combination. But I wanted to show you how I kind of outlined each shape. I think you can see this one. Let's say I want this one to be like red. So I'm going to go in and fill this in with red and look like I want it to be a nice sharp edge. So I don't pick up the line until I either run out of paint or I'm finished with the line. And I fill it in. Okay. Then I'm going to kind of blend it with water. Now, let's say I want this to have a shadow going around the edge. I think I'll use the colors complementary color. So I'm using red, so I'm going to use green to blend in around the edge. I don't want a green line, I want it to blend in. So you can put some more water in your brush and just blend it in around the edge of it. You don't want the green to go all the way to the center of that shape. And then I'll just take the red, blend it into that green so that it can have a little depth to it. Here I might use blue to outline this shape. And then I'm going to fill that in. And as you know, blue's complementary color is orange. So I'm going to take some orange and go around the edge and blend it in. Just to give it some depth. Okay. Alright, so here you can see there's blue, so I'm going to take some orange and blue mixed together because that's already dried. So I'm going to go around the edge, and while it's wet, I'm still going to blend it into the middle. So it's a value change. You can't really see. I'm doing that behind the camera where you can't see it. That's not helping you. Alright, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to take the blue and the orange mixed together, and I'm going to go around the edge. And while it's wet, I'm going to blend it into the lighter blue, just to give it some depth. I'm going to do that around each edge of every shape that I paint. Okay? See you next video.